books. Can't escape from the team, called the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, are we on? Good morning and welcome to the morning steam. Just checking the audio here. Let me know, gang. Hopefully we'll have a good show today. Welcome to the morning steam show here on the Sports Money Network. 1,000 subscribers strong, and hopefully we're back on the air here straight away with the start of the show as we get ready for our sports betting day here on a Wednesday. Thank you to Daniel for acknowledging here. We're back up and running, it feels like here. So appreciate you guys stopping in. We got I would think, a pretty short show today with our abbreviated sports card. We've got more NBA Cup after yesterday's 2 results. And thank you for calling, you guys, and helping me out here. And we have also a couple games in the NHL. We've also got some action here from college basketball, and maybe we'll have some time for some UEFA Champions League action. Didn't get into it yesterday, and I had some graphics made out and everything for yesterday's show, but well, we just didn't get there. And I don't know, I felt a little shortchanged. We had a pretty strong day again with our premium picks, and we just kind of had to give everything out verbally there yesterday with no graphics, but hopefully we're back up and running here today. Thank you for joining me, everyone. And what did you guys have here yesterday on the card? Let's take a look at some of the action from yesterday in the NBA Cup with Orlando and Milwaukee. We had the premium pick winner with the Orlando Magic yesterday, taking it there against Milwaukee. Yeah, Milwaukee was able to win the game, but it was the Magic that ended up getting the money there for us. So we did have a winner there in that one in the 114 to 109 final. We had a plus 7 points or so. We also gave out the winner here on the show with the total to go over, but we couldn't get it done in the nightcap with OKC rocking Dallas there last night by 14 points. Looked pretty obvious there in the end. We didn't really have a clue on it there with the show in the morning, but Dallas looks like they were fighting some COVID there late. That's what the reports actually said. And by the time the game rolled around, you had a list of guys on the injury report with illnesses. So just a little bit of a rough one there yesterday with the Dallas Mavericks, and the game total did go under. We liked the over there. So, all right, we had a pretty good day though with our premium picks yesterday. Hopefully you guys were on board with me here yesterday with some of those picks. We had an okay performance here in the NHL with a 5-3 night. Premium pick winners included Philadelphia and Columbus game to go over. We also had the winner here on the show with the Toronto Maple Leafs. We had premium pick winner yesterday with Colorado and Pittsburgh game to go over. We also gave out on the show here, remember, San Jose plus 2.5, should have went plus 1.5. We had the Avalanche also in that Penguins game. Kings and Islanders under. We had that one here. I'm gonna have to mute my phone. I'm on the air here, gang. Let me know what's going on. here. We had the Kings also continuing their winning ways on the road. Also, yesterday, we had a winner here on the show with the Edmonton Oilers. Mikey Money had that one yesterday on his show. We had the Minnesota Wild getting it done against Utah in that a shootout. Needed a shootout there to get that one. We had the Blues here on the show yesterday, and we had the premium pick winner here last night with the under in Florida and Seattle. College basketball, a lot of winners here, 7-3-1, I believe, with our premium picks. North Dakota State, premium pick winner yesterday, as well as premium pick winner Miami of Florida and Tennessee game to go under. Also, premium pick winners yesterday here included Providence, somehow getting it done there against DePaul. We also gave out Wisconsin, Illinois over on the air here on the show. We had also Tulane to rock Southern Miss with a premium pick. Wow, that was big time for Tulane. They crushed Southern Miss yesterday. Also here we had premium pick winner Cornell and Cal. Should have hung on. I think we all got it in there probably by a half a point, maybe a few pushes out there. But also Eastern Washington and Washington game to go over. A late winner yesterday. And also another winner on the extra board was Coppin State and NC State game to go under. So hopefully you guys had a decent one as well, but I would just had a frustrating day with the technology here, but we're on the air. Let's say hello to some folks. Dave is here right now to get us started. He's the one that called me yesterday and said, we can't hear you. And I thought I was having some problems, but it was a technical glitch on the production end, out of our control. So went across the street, got on my own StreamYard, and we're able to do the show. So, hey, everyone, this is my right-hand man, Thomas Lewis. He helps me out with the consensus picks. We'll be back up and running today with a consensus parlay. So we try to hit our first one. I think we're 0-30. So I don't know if the rest of the YouTube channels are making fun of us yet or anything, that we can't hit a parlay. We cannot hit a parlay. I'm not a parlay guy, but that's how the contest works. And well, what are we going to, we can't just give out straight bets here. We give out straight bets, but the contest shouldn't be straight bets. Nobody wants to win a couple of dollars. So let's just keep hitting the parlay. You know who is hitting parlay? Daniel's hitting parlay, he says. Nicholas Handy is here today. Joey Harb, hello as well. And who else is here? Aaron says we're on the air. Cliff Floyd is here. Got off to a rough start today, though, with my Chinese basketball action overnight. Just 1-3. Jermaine says, do you play it? I do. And I went 1-3 overnight. So wasn't too thrilling there yesterday. Last night just got finished here actually within the last half hour or so. Good morning to Robert McCormick as well. Truth Teller here. He had winners yesterday, and there they are. They're the winners from Truth Teller. Good job, Solo. Nice to see you, Solo. You're doing a great job over there on your channel with the guys. Really impressed. Thank you for picking up some of the slack for me over there a little bit, and doing a great job on that morning show. Even if it runs up against me here again, I feel pretty happy that they continued the morning show over there. Shows that we built a little bit of an audience. Yeah, we brought some people over here, but hopefully some folks are still there with you guys enjoying that coverage. I'm watching here when I get off the air a little bit. And also Justin McKelvey, Sports Money is Money. I got me some gear coming my way. I'm going to have a little Sports Money sweater, a little Sports Money shirt. So, all right. And also, what else? Cash Kane is here today. And Dave is commenting here. What is he saying here? Last night, seeing your buddy. Thank you, Dave. And Let's see here, Big Bad Irish King here today as well. So we're going to get started with the show. Like I said, I might be off the air before Solo and the gang go on the air over there with their morning show because we don't have a lot of games, folks. We just don't have a lot of games today. But you know what? It's finals week in college for a lot of the schools. So the college basketball is a little bit abbreviated. I still picked out about a half a dozen games, I think, to go over with today. So, but we'll talk NBA Cup to get it started. We'll talk a couple of hockey games and the like. How about Major League Baseball with looking at Max Fried here signing that big contract? I think that was kind of the big news yesterday with the signing of Fried, the $218 million 6-year contract, the biggest contract, I guess, for a left-hander is what they're saying. So big signing there. Yankees off to a pretty good start. I mean, look, whatever we want to say about Juan Soto, that's a lot of money. And you know what? Sometimes if you're overspending, you're going to cost yourself in the long run. I think the Yankees will be better off in the long run without Soto here. You know who won the whole deal with Soto? The Padres, when they traded him before his big money was rolling in. They got Michael King in that trade. Higoshiaka, even though the catcher moved on, they got some nice players. So, all right, let's do a little commercial here. Then we'll start the show. Appreciate everyone rolling in. I want to thank everybody actually for fighting through that with me yesterday. An hour delay on the show, basically, before we got up and running. We still were able to clear nearly as many viewers as we have on the normal show here. So I know it was still on this YouTube channel, but I know you had to go in to find me in another video that I just had to fire up on the fly. So appreciate you taking the time to click on the newer version, and the views were practically as many as they were on a regular day. So all right, let me plug my commercial here because I had a pretty good day yesterday for sure with my premium picks. And you can get my premium picks here at winnable.com for just, 50 cents a day. Now, with all due respect to my man Solo and the gang over there, where I used to sell my picks for $25, $35, $45 a day sometimes for those packages for just 3, 5, or 7 picks. Now, those are boutique plays, man. Those are for high rollers or betting upwards of several $100s per game. If you're going to clear a charge like that on the premium picks, hey, you're dealing to high rollers. But you know what? I'm dealing to a bigger crowd, to you guys, and to anyone else that wants to follow me here after the show. I'm going to come on and give you some free winners, hopefully, here over the next hour or so. But if you want to roll with me again throughout the day, check me out over at winnable.com. We're on a bit of it's not a winning streak. We did have a losing day on, just a losing day on Sunday, but really since last Monday or so. So I guess 10 days here now, 9 days here now. Really strong performance here of late by yours truly. Lots of premium pick winners. Now, I really appreciate those other websites that track their results, and I do the best I can, but all the picks are up there. You can track them yourselves. I'm looking for someone to track my results because I'm pretty busy. I don't know if I have all the picks are there. I come on, review them here every day, try to be up front and let you know what's going on. And I do love those tracking sites, but I'm not on one. So you just have to roll with me. But the thing is, the picks are 50 cents a day. If you use the promo code STEAM, you're going to get more than a handful of picks from me all through, the day. Set your notifications. And I think it's a real good situation. You get more picks from me. You don't have to play them all. I play the landscape of the market here. And you can get my picks every day by subscribing to me over at winnable.com. Use that promo code STEAM to save 20% off those premium pick packages. There's the address right there. And this is what it looks like when you go to the address. Here, you didn't see those pictures there, but I'll show it to you right here on my phone. And it looks, there we go, just like that. And picks come up there. You can subscribe to the picks there. I got a little discount today, just $3 because we don't have a lot of action. Usually I charge $4 for a whole day's worth of picks. And you can also subscribe to the free picks over there as well. Give you a little teaser of what's going on, and the plays come right up to your phone. Here's that great card that we had yesterday in college basketball. It looks just like this, all pretty square, and shows the picks and all. So I think it's pretty clean. And that's that. All right. We'll roll some steam here if we get it. There have been a few moves here overnight, mostly on some of these big college basketball lines. So we'll talk about it with our games today. I'll say hello to a few more folks in the chat, and then we'll just get rolling on the show. Hello to Fernando. We're ready for our UEFA Champions League action today. How about some of the results from yesterday in the Champions League? I did not have a great day of Champions League, but I did have a couple of winners. I had Brest over PSV yesterday, and I had Aston Villa over Leipzig yesterday. And hey, great video there by Sub yesterday as well, with some picks in the UEFA Champions League. And we'll see what the gang has in store for us today. But big card of Champions League action, 9 games on the Champions League card today. So just taking a little peek here and see what's going on. I think Sub does have something up there. Yeah, I do see it now. Sub's got a little something up here with the action today, I believe. We'll take a look at that. Yeah. All right. Cool. Definitely has some plays here today on the community tab on YouTube. All right. And let's see what else we got here. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate your comments there. Joe T, hello in the chat as well. And let's see who else we got. Anything else here, or we'll get rolling? All right. Let's get started here with NBA action here. As we know 2 of the teams that are heading to Las Vegas here. Think about Nuke and bagging on the NBA Cup a little bit, and I've tried to defend it a little bit by saying, hey, $500,000 is a nice little, small amount of money, I guess, for these guys. But I think maybe more so that I forget that, hey, you win a trip to Las Vegas, right? Smack in the middle of the season. That might, how these guys roll. That might be what they are playing for here. But the Bucks advance to take on the winner of this one between the Hawks and the Knicks here as we start the programming here. The Knicks a favorite, -7, and the total here is 238. I think it's higher than that right now. I think we've seen some, 237.5 or so, but the widely reported steam on this game did come in on the over here in this one. So these 2 teams have played some overs for sure. So the steam came in on the over. We got 2 teams that are definitely going over here, it feels like, for the most part this season. Now, there could be, of course, maybe a little bit more defense with a little something on the line with the trip to Las Vegas, a little extra money here. So for the Knicks, they come in here right now looking pretty decent at this point. They're really cooking, man. We saw Cat really going off here earlier this week, really playing the best basketball maybe of his career all of a sudden, or at least as well as he's played with the Knicks so far this season. So let's see what you guys want to do in this one with the Knicks favored over the Cavs. Hawks are coming in off of a loss, but a lot of talk that maybe, they were hosting Denver. They got blown out in that one. Maybe they were looking ahead here to this matchup. We rolled with Denver in that game. So for the Knicks, they come in off of a win here against Toronto on the road. They've won pretty good streak here right now for New York, but Atlanta is 7-4 as an underdog so far this season. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these 2 teams have gone over, but the Knicks are on a roll also at home right now. They're 8-3 straight up, 6-4-1 against the spread here. So let's see what you guys have, and let's get started with some picks. I think I'm going to end up just trying the total here. I'll probably still go over despite the big number here. And let's see what you guys have. Appreciate your coming in with some picks here. And we'll take a look right now with Justin coming in here. He likes the over on the Knicks team total. Dave likes the over in this game, I believe. Or, yeah, I think he likes the over in this game. Thomas is on Atlanta in this one. Take the points. Atlanta, playing good, obviously, as far as some numbers, but not as well as you might think, right? Against the spread, just 10-15 against the spread overall for this Atlanta team. That they're 13-12, so it seemed like maybe they would have a little bit of a better spread record, but that hasn't been the case. Now they have been crummy favorites, that's for sure. And Elliot says just too much offense here for the Knicks. We got some props here from Justin. He likes the Hawks. Robert's on the Hawks here. Elliot's on the Hawks as well. Justin says maybe the Hawks on the money line. Elliot's got a prop on Brunson. Irish King says Knicks first quarter and first half. And Fernando says both teams putting up some big numbers on this total. Yeah, the teams are a combined 31-18 to the over so far. Now, like I said, maybe you should try to play some defense if you're going to win a big game, but that hasn't been the case necessarily with these two teams this year. Although I will say, the Knicks, let's see here, 12-10 to the over is a favorite. Atlanta, they are 11-3 to the over as a favorite. Because they play so poor defensively, I think, on some of those games is what we've seen. That's why they've allowed teams to cover the spread in that role. But they're just 6-5 to the over as an underdog. So 11-3 to the under as a favorite, or over as a favorite, but just 6-5 to the over as an underdog. Hope I spit that out right. And let's see here. I think that might be it for you guys here. And Thomas says the Hawks are a consensus play. Wow. All right. Nobody, anybody on the Knicks here to cover a spread? Anybody? Did I see anybody cover it with the Knicks at all? Wow, you guys, Atlanta consensus play here in this one. I'm not, I don't know if I'm not shocked necessarily here, but all right. We know Trae Young probable. Cat's on the list. He's probable, though. Josh Hart questionable with a turned ankle. And let's see here. I think that's really the key injuries anyway. Bogdanovich questionable. Jalen Johnson questionable. DeAndre Hunter probable. All right, gang, that might be it. I'll take the over as my play. And I want to say a special hello to Ixnay's great show last night. I was watching my Tuesday night ritual, watching the live sweat with Ixnay's yesterday with Dylon, and Dave was on there as well. So I enjoyed watching the show last night. You guys are my Tuesday night go-to. So thanks a lot, bud. Really appreciate it. All right. Here. So yeah, no, spread's still about 7.5, Thomas, and you guys will take the points today. A consensus play on Atlanta. So someone's going to be in for a parlay here. I hope we can get some more plays out of this one. I'll take the over as my play here on the show. All right. Fernando, let's see what he's got here. A little bit of action here. Thank you, Fernando. Two-piece combo. He's got the, I'm really disappointed with the Popeyes they built across the street. They turned KFC into Popeyes, and I haven't had a good experience my couple of times over there so far. Come on, Popeyes. All right, Ixniz wants the Knicks Here's somebody here. At least there's somebody on the Knicks here a little bit. But it did seem pretty unanimous. You guys are on the Hawks here in this one. All right, maybe I'll just have to roll with the chat. I'll take the over here in this one. All right. Next up, we're going out west, and we know the storyline here. As you have basically a team that has lost, is it 16 consecutive regular season games anyway, to another, and they're a favorite here tonight. The Rockets have lost 15 in a row, I think 16 in a row now after that last game, whatever it is. It's 15 or 16, and they're favored tonight. So, look, we know the Rockets have closed the gap on the Warriors here over the last couple of years. They just haven't been able to get over the hump against this particular team. So, can you do it here tonight with the Rockets? A little bit of steam here coming in. Let's at least get one steam play out there while we're doing the show. There's not a lot of games, so we might not have a lot of steam. But the Wisconsin, Green Bay, Phoenix taking steam here right now against Wisconsin, Milwaukee Panthers. We're seeing this one move from 6.5 down to 5.5 or so. Wisconsin, Green Bay gets our first steam call here on the Morning Steam Show. In this one with the Warriors and the Rockets, the widely reported steam did come in overnight on the over, pushing this one up from 221 or so up to 223.5 or so here right now. So we'll see how it goes, and I don't know what you guys will pick, and maybe that's how we'll cover it here. But again, this is just it's actually only the second most dominating current winning streak, one team over another in the NBA, but still pretty tough one to buck here when you're talking about 16 consecutive games right now that the Golden State Warriors have defeated the Houston Rockets. But again, there it says it right there, Rockets here favored in this one at -2. Pretty much across the board right now. I'm going to update the total, though, here at 223.5 or so right now. So that's that steam that came in here in this one. So let's see what you guys have with these two teams. The Warriors have won all these games, but can the Rockets here do it tonight? The Rockets are red hot at home, having won 8 of their last 9 games, and there's no doubt what they have done down there, with their organization. The Rockets here they feel like the most overlooked team in the league. Don't they? At 16-8 right now, the Warriors come in at 14-9. Rockets are 9-3 against the spread at home this season. Warriors have gone just 4-5-1 against the spread in their last 10 games, but they are 6-3 against the spread as an underdog. Now, Warriors have gone under in 8 of their last 10 games overall. Let's see what you guys have in this one with the Warriors and the Rockets. That big number staring us right in the face. Warriors have Moody out of this game with a knee injury. Andrew Wiggins is probable here. You do have Eason upgraded to probable. We talk about underrated players. Tari Eason might be one of the most underrated players in the league right now. Fred is probable here as well. Some questionable players, including Şengün here, questionable for the game with a knee soreness. And Whitmore also questionable, Tate questionable. So let's see what you guys have here in this one with the Warriors and the Rockets. Gang, let's see what we've got. Got it back up here. You guys are all over in this one. And Irish King, you know what, Irish King? I think what happened with me at Popeyes is it was a new store. I went like one of the first day, not the first day, because you don't do that. You go on the second day. But all right, let's see here. Thomas went to not a pretty good deal there. Chick-fil-A. Okay, good morning to Tom as well. And super true story. I did see that interview last night with Kat. Boy, really on top of his game right now as far as where he's at in his career. That was a really sharp interview there at halftime, at half court, basically. So, all right, let's see here. Elliot's got some notes here for us. He says the Rockets gone 7-3 against the spread as home favorites. Yeah, looking good in that role, but Curry here against a team. He likes the Warriors to keep it going here. And Irish King says Golden State at home. No, Rockets are at home here, right? Did I say it wrong, you guys? I don't want to mislead anybody. The Rockets are at home in this one. That's why I quoted that stat of their success at home against the spread. No doubt about it. Dave likes the Warriors here in this one. Justin likes the Warriors here. You guys are liking the Warriors. I was trying to tell you how good these Rockets have looked. And here's Irish King says easy money. Thomas Golden Warriors here. Yeah, I see that 8 coming up there right now. So I hope the sharps aren't fading the chat here because, yeah, the number is moving here. So Thomas Lewis says it's a consensus of a play here. You guys are on the road teams tonight in this one. All right, I'll take a look at a few more picks, but let me get the steam out there that's coming in here right now. Fresno State and BYU tonight. We're seeing a little bit of steam here to the over between these two teams. The steam already came in on BYU in that game at minus 27 or so. They're up to minus 28. So you can do the math here. I'm seeing the total here move from 155 to 156. So I would think, let me see here, I could do it in my head. The final score of this game should be 92-64, according to this, but that's kind of a big score, man. BYU and Fresno taking the steam here to the over right now on the show. Also, let me see, I thought I had another one that came up just a few moments ago. Here, one move that did come in. I want to pass this along. I mean, I know we do this. It's almost on repeat, but some steam did come in yesterday on the total to go under in the Army-Navy game this weekend. Now, I know a lot of people know this. It's probably one of the most talked about statistics already this week, but it's real. 17 of the last 18 Army-Navy games have gone under. So probably going to do it again. And you might have already missed the boat on that. Now, the funny thing about the Army-Navy game, right? It seems like when one of the teams is having a really successful season, maybe not as successful as we've seen from Army right now. I mean, this is really almost unprecedented, but we've seen the teams have some success and one team considerably better than the other. And then it's still an upset in the Army-Navy game. The one reason why you guys that the game Army-Navy game always goes under is because we don't want to let any of our world adversaries think we don't play any defense. Come on, especially in today's tumultuous world situation, what's going on in the Middle East and Israel. Man, we got to have a tough defense. So probably go under the Army-Navy game this weekend. All right, and one other bet I did place as I scroll down here looking at the steam, but I did take Montana State to win the FCS championship. They're only 2-1 right now. In fact, they're down to $1.90. There are 3 teams in contention here, pretty evenly matched odds-wise. I'm taking Montana State to win the national championship, the FCS national championship. Here. So, all right. Let me see here. What was the steam that came in just a few moments ago, if I can get it? Well, I think I just lost my place. All right, let's continue on. Let me see what you guys have. Truth Teller took over in this game here. I think he says, and the Knicks. In that one, okay. Cash Kane talking some of that action yesterday with Butler. Yeah, we had the premium pick winner on North Dakota State. They should have been the favorite in that game, right? 14-point underdog. Talk about easy money. And how about Nate? If you're out there, I don't hope I didn't jinx it with Rhode Island. They really had the game in hand. It felt like the double overtime game there with Rhode Island having their 9-game winning streak snapped by Brown. Give credit to Brown, right? They're a pretty good looking team, and they were clutch really in the end to get the win over Rhode Island last night. So that was a good one too. All right, Jermaine's got some props here for some Warriors. Look at this, though. He's got Van Vliet and Draymond under in their PRA. All right. What else? Anything else? And Thomas says maybe they will play, right? Maybe I should have sold Nuke on that one. Hey, you know what? Free trip to Vegas in the middle of the season. That's what these guys are playing for. Here's a little Rocket support here for Robert McCormick. Look, a team that's lost. Everyone knows it, right? 15 and whatever it is. I don't even know if it's 15 or 16. Maybe they're counting the numbers of some postseason action or something like that, or not postseason, but maybe a cup game or something. But and the Rockets are favored. Why aren't the Warriors favored? They won every single game against these guys for 3 straight years. So Elliot there says, will Coach be coming to Carolina? Here's the thing about Coach, right? We've seen before some maybe great college, pro coaches hint at going back to the college game. We kind of chuckle at them a little bit. Oh, step down. Nowadays, it's not maybe a step down anymore, especially if Belichick gets what he wants, maybe sets up his son for a job or whatever. But it's different now, right? With NIL, it feels like what it is pretty much a pro organization. And I think that's how you said it, right? That's how he said it. If you saw him on the McAfee show, right? It's about we'll get guys ready for the NFL. That's how we'll do it. We'll run it like a pro organization. It almost felt like he was halfway home with North Carolina. Matt says, yes, it's the customer service, I think, that is having the problem there at the Popeyes. All right. See what else here from you guys. Andrew G here today. Thomas says he hopes Atlanta at least gets some money, but the Knicks will win the game. Yeah, maybe it's a few too many points. Maybe they stay in there. Old E, good morning and hello. William Dryman here today. Thank you. Like it, smash it. Thank you, Will. And Nunya, hello. And, I love the uniforms of the Army-Navy game. I love it. I bought a few of them over the years, for sure. I've had a couple of I've seen it, and then I got to have it. All right. Stop Geo, hello. And, yeah, I got you, Cash. I got you there. No problem. And I think Terrell, is he talking under in this one tonight? Hello to Peasy. Hello to Guillermo Zertuch. Nice to see you, sir. Thank you. And Teresa. Hello. And that's it for me. Oh, I better make a pick on the game with Golden State and Houston, right? I'm going to take the over in this one with Golden State and Houston here tonight. So I'm just going to take the total. You guys are on Atlanta and Golden State consensus play. We've got a parlay at least here in the NBA. So, all right. Appreciate that. Enjoy the NBA Cup and the winners coming out here to Las Vegas. All right, we got 2 games in the National Hockey League tonight to look at. And let's start it off with the Rangers taking on the Sabres here in this one. You've got the Rangers, a road favorite tonight at minus $1.40 or so, maybe 6 over 20 is the total here. This has been a pretty good. The Sabres have covered quite a few puck lines against the Rangers. I don't think they've been favored every time against these guys, but the Rangers have had a pretty good run. Let me get some college basketball steam out here real quick. Marshall and Wright State. We're seeing steam here to the over at 151, going up to about 152 here right now with Marshall and Wright State tonight. Also, college football steam here right now in one of our advanced games in a bowl game here. We're seeing steam right now on Baylor here. We're seeing a little bit of steam. Baylor, they're taking on LSU. It was, a 2.5 point spread, but looks like they're taking a point off here. And, I don't have the news up right now, and a lot of it's going to be dictated by these opt-outs and things like that, but that's really what you have to watch, and no one's going to be giving out a lot of information, in my opinion, in advance of these. Now, you can kind of prognosticate a little bit to try to get a good line, but here's a little bit of a move, though, on Baylor here, plus 2.5 down to 1.5 against LSU. That one's on New Year's Eve. All right, Sabres and Rangers here. Like I said, let me get the numbers here on this, but the Sabres have had a pretty good run of this series. They've covered the puck line in 9 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams. Also, 5 straight meetings between these two teams at Buffalo have gone under. So what are you going to do here? Buffalo 11-13-4, Rangers 14-12-1. Buffalo's on a long losing streak right now, but the Rangers also have kind of stunk it up here of late in their last 10 games, just 2-8 straight up. But Buffalo having issues here right now. You wonder if they're going to be able to get things straightened out here. They are an underdog here today and against a team that they've done okay against, so maybe they could hang in here in this one. Let me fire up the goalie computer here and see what we're looking at. I got Shesterkin listed there and Luukkonen, so yeah, it does feel like those guys will be the ones in net. You got Shesterkin here, 3.1 goals against so far. There's that Montana State line, 12.5 against Idaho here right there. Again, I took them to win the whole thing. So and there's the other FCS odds there I see with South Dakota. We got one game on that Montana State game is a standalone there on Friday. So maybe you'll get a good look at them. All right. See what you guys want to do here with the Rangers taking on the Sabres here in this one. I know where I'm headed. Let me see what you guys got, if anything. All right. I'm going to start it off here with Jermaine, alternate line. He likes the Rangers to rock here in this one. Robert likes the over in this matchup. And there's Nate. I was just talking, Nate, about that exciting game last night with your Rams. Falling kind of, they should have had it, no doubt. They let Brown hang in there or make a comeback there, right? If I'm not mistaken, and come back and won that game. But good game still, nonetheless. Exciting game. Game of the night, I think, wasn't it? Elliot says Rangers will grab some payback, score a victory here in this one. The Sabres rocked the Rangers in the first meeting 6-1 at the Garden back on November the 7th. And will the Rangers be making changes, right? Can't trust the Rangers, Cash Kane says. Take the Sabres. On the puck line, though, I think he says here. It says on spread, so plus 1.5, though. Laying some big money to do that. Buffalo is 9-3 as a puck line dog. Rangers 8-15 as a puck line dog. But, is the price necessarily worth it when you're looking at the puck line in this one? You got to lay $2 to get that plus 1.5. Sabres are trash. Rangers look like trash, says Peasy. And says these two teams are stinking it up in the Eastern Conference. Fernando likes Cat to get over 12 or to get at least 12 rebounds. And is he teaming that up with the over in the Barca game? All right.
Team play.
And Nate says, well, at least Providence looked good. in their game. Yeah, they were able to get it done. They let DePaul though come all the way back and then forced overtime in that one as well. A lot of overtimes for those uh, roadie teams. And Daniel says you got two trash teams that equals an under. I'm going to end up here. I'm going to go with the Sabres to snap this losing streak with the Rangers having some issues. Sabres need one here. At least they've shown that they compete with the Rangers. And if the Rangers are going to be terrible and the Sabres are going to be terrible and the Sabres play them very close every time, I'll try them here as a small dog. All right, one more here in the NHL tonight, and that is the Ducks on the road against the Senators here. The Ducks are 10, 12, and 4. They've had a pretty decent season for the Ducks, right? Ottawa 12, 13, and 2. But I was with the guys on Monday night over at PSR, and Jimmy said he's ready to start fading the Ducks big time. So, that hurt when he said that. But I don't know. I mean, this has been a pretty good season for the Ducks. Now, they have lost 3 in a row here, including at Montreal. Last time out, they got whipped up at home by Minnesota, by Vegas. So the Ducks starting to come back to reality here a little bit. Now, they will have Gibson, looks like expected there in goal, going up against Ullmark here. Ullmark 7-7-2 with a 2.8 goals against and a 90% save percentage or so in this one. The Ducks have been going under a lot lately. They've gone under in 9 of their last 10. They've gone under in 8 of their 11 road games so far this season. Ottawa's gone over in 6 of their last 10. They're kind of neutral on their totals so far this season. When these two teams have met, it's been some unders, actually. 5 straight meetings between these two teams, basically 5 straight years at Ottawa have gone under here, and 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone under. So let's see what you have here in this one, gang, if anything. And where are we going with it? Easy says the Sabres will find a way to lose that game against the Rangers. Here, Joe T's got his play. Hey, I do know, let's see here. I think I had the Joe T play written down yesterday that ended up as a winner, if I'm not mistaken. Joe, want to shout you out yesterday. I hope I can find it here real quick. I'm not going to hold anybody up, but pretty sure Joe gave out a winner yesterday. And Charlotte and Davidson game over there yesterday with Joe. So good job, Joe. He said take the over, Charlotte and Davidson. I bet it. Thank you very much, sir. And I bet Charlotte in that game. So didn't give it out on the air or anything. And you'll just have to believe me. All right, Elliot says Anaheim struggled against good teams, but have been competitive against teams closer to their level. That's exactly how I feel about this game, Elliot. I am taking the Ducks on the puck line. I'm not going to trust Ottawa as a 240 favorite, right? They're not one of those teams like you mentioned as far as a big blowout. So at minus $1.35 or so, I'm willing to take the Ducks here on the puck line. I think they've done okay. I've kind of been on the Ducks here from the get-go. I don't know if that's necessarily been totally profitable. On the road, it's been. Here's the thing, right? On the road, the Ducks are actually 5-3. This season, so they've actually done okay. So I'm going to take them. I'm going to take them here. Yeah, and Elliot says exactly what I'm looking for in this one. Robert's with me as well with the Ducks. And Cash Kane is on the Ducks. Good morning to C. James. Nice to see you in the chat. And Elliot says the Senators have failed to cover the puck line against the Pacific Division. There is a little bit to that. I think more so thinking about it, I'd be like on the road might be a little bit more of that angle than at home, but I get it. All right, and there it is. Joe said had the easy winner. All right, I'm on the Ducks here. I like the total here, and this one probably is a premium. And I gotta save some of these. We're not gonna have a big premium card here tonight. I think we will in college basketball because that's where I've been a little bit warm here right now for sure. Is with the colleges. I think the thing about the college picks here for me and this strong run that I've been on for the last 8 or 9 or even 10 days, it feels like now, is that, yes, it's going to be some clunky, some losers in there, but it feels like on the premiums, the losses for the most part were getting nipped at the wire, while some of the wins have been strong. I mean, crushing victories, similar to the one I mentioned there, right last night. What was it with like Tulane winning by 25 or 30 points, whatever it was. So I think that's when I know that I've closed the gap here finally after a up and down start. So, all right, let's get into some college basketball here. I don't know what I picked here as far as the games are concerned, because I did have to start with the early game, though. There is a noontime game, so why not talk about it here, even if it's a big time blowout? We've already seen some steam roll in here on Baylor. That line is stale on the screen. I know it's at least 26 and a half, if not more. Call it 27 at some of the books right now on some widely reported steam that came in on the Bears here in this one. And we've seen some overs here so far this season with the Baylor Bears. They are 7-2 to the over so far. 5-1 to the over as a favorite. Norfolk State's 5-3 to the over so far. So let's see what we want to do here in this one. Baylor's Roach, the guard, he's out of this game with a concussion. But it does kind of feel like these steam moves that come in on these big favorites have kind of been good to go. So the total here is up to 144 and a half or 145. Where to go? I might just do, I think Baylor's going to, easy to say, right? Easy to be up here, some handicapper on YouTube. Take Baylor to blow them out. I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't care. I mean, I do care, but I'm going to take a double play here, and I'll take Baylor to beat up on Norfolk here. People always say, hey, blowouts are overs, right? No, I don't know. For the most part, for me, blowouts are unders, mostly because one team doesn't score. But maybe here I'll take the over with this one. I was actually going to put the over in as a premium, but if we're looking at 144 or 145 in a high-scoring spread, that gets a little dicey for me. So I'll trust the steam here and figure this one. Oh, let's say the game is what 90-60. I'll go 90-60 exact score line here. Let's we got exact score line in college basketball, but that'll be my prediction. 90-60. Let's see how close I come here. Hey, just getting a little bit of news here right now. Might be a little bit of breaking news here, but we knew the injury was pretty serious. But Scotty Barnes is going to be missing some time here. It feels like right now they're kind of reporting it on X that we saw him leave the game the other night, walking off the court gingerly, limping off the court, or jumping off the court, I should say, on one leg. And it looks like Scotty Barnes is going to miss some time here right now for the Raptors. All right. If you guys have a play, let me know. I just picked this one. It's the only day game here at noon Eastern and 9 Pacific time. Thomas will go with Baylor. Kane goes with Baylor. Good morning to Dave here today. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for your message last night. Dave and I might be looking to hook up and take in some action. All right, here comes some other steam right now with Tennessee Martin and Alabama State. Game total here going under. It had drifted up to 149 or so, but right now it's heading to 148. I would imagine this one could go back to 147 or so. Maybe a little head fake here by the Sharps, but nonetheless, the steam is coming in on the under in this one with Tennessee Martin and Alabama State. All right, see if we got any other picks for you. Baylor to win big in this one. All right, anything else? Joe says he's got it about 148 or so he wants to go over as well. All right, I'll just take Baylor and the over. 90-60 is my prediction for the game. All right, picked a few more games out here in college basketball. Like I said, we're only going to be here an hour or so today. UTEP taking on Louisville in this one. You got Louisville favored here by 15, the total 144.5 or so here. UTEP comes in 6-2. Louisville here is at 5-4. Louisville's lost 3 straight games, but consider the opposition. They lost to Duke, they lost to Ole Miss, they lost to Oklahoma. So a little bit of a tough schedule there. They have wins and covers over West Virginia and Indiana, but Louisville just 2-5 against the spread at home so far. UTEP has been the better spread team so far this season. They are 4-2 ATS, 2-1 ATS as an underdog. Here's some steam coming in right now. Bryant and St. John's game total going over here right now. We're seeing steam 160 is turned into 161 right now. Bryant and St. John's. We've got a graphic here for it. We're going to preview it here, make a pick on that game, but might have to adjust on the fly here a little bit. All right, UTEP and Louisville. What are you going to do here? Louisville is 1-8 to the under so far this season. UTEP just 2-1 again to the over on the road, but pardon me, you guys. Louisville 1-8 here to the under so far. The widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game, but man, you guys doing anything here with Texas El Paso and Louisville today? Ixniz says, how about Baylor team total over in the first half? Take them over 41.5 maybe? And Andrew G likes a game here with Maine. I think I actually have this one as a previewed game. I think I've got Maine, actually, Andrew G. Don't be giving out the plays on the show too early. Ariel Lewis is here. Thank you, Ariel. Says Baylor going to blow it. I think Ariel means blow it against the spread. They're not going to lose to Norfolk State, but take that money line maybe. Hey, here's some steam coming in right now. South Dakota State and Nevada, one of the late games tonight. We're seeing some steam here to the over at let me look at this one. Is this right? Just have to peek at this one right now. Yeah, was as low as 140 or so, even opened 139 at Circa, but right now we're seeing the game between South Dakota State and Nevada up to 142, even 142.5. Big time steam here to the over with South Dakota State and Nevada. All right, let's keep it going here right now. Louisville here for Fernando, but Robert is on UTEP. Elliot says, give me UTEP plus those points right now. And let's see here. Truth Teller laid it with Baylor. And Robert says, do we like Baylor as a consensus? Let's see what we got. And that, I think we went too far. If we didn't see it as a unanimous play in there.
System play.
Oh, okay. I see. Thomas says, did we not go over the plays there in Baylor? Let's take Baylor number 3 consensus. All right, lay it. Thank you, Thomas. I don't mind there. I guess I missed a few plays back there with you guys. Thank you. There was Daniel on UTEP. Appreciate all the plays here. All right, Louisville's had a tough schedule. They can take it out here on UTEP, but UTEP's, like I said, they've covered these numbers. A weaker schedule, certainly. I can't even find a decent team they played, but covered against Seattle, covered against Greensboro, covered against Long Beach. Long Beach is bad, aren't they? They lost to San Jose and they beat Santa Barbara. So no teams that look like Louisville. And let's see here. ECU to get a blowout here in this against. I've have this game on our schedule to look at as well. How about it? When you got a few games, All right, I'll make a pick here in this one, and I'm gonna take little UTEP plus these big points. I think probably should be closer to a dozen or so, but at 15 points, I'll take the Miners here against Louisville in this one. All right. Yeah, a lot of big spreads. So I've tried to pick some good ones here. How about Marshall and Wright State? We just talked about that steam that came in here in this one between Marshall and Wright State. Here's another steam play coming in. Hey, let me just say it like this. We just saw Elliott said, I'm going to this game. I'm going to the game. North Alabama and East Carolina. We are seeing steam here right now to the under in that game between North Alabama and East Carolina. We'll preview it in just a minute. It was 140.5, but I'm expecting it to move down here at about 139 or so right now. I'm seeing even 130, 139 at Bet Online. So steam to the under here, North Alabama and East Carolina here on the Morning Steam Show. All right, let's see here. Oh, let me just go with Wright State. I'm going with Wright State and Marshall here in this one. Marshall comes in 5-4. The Raiders are 6-5 here in this one. It's Wright that had a win last time out as they beat Detroit and got the number, laying 7 points. Detroit's been Wright State has been a pretty decent cover so far this season. They are 4-1 against the spread at home, 2-0 against the spread as a favorite. Meanwhile, Marshall is 0-3-1 as an underdog. So Marshall may be the preferred side of the Sharps here, but I don't know if I can quite do it. That widely reported steam that came in on the over would kind of fly in the face of what Wright has been doing so far. Wright is just 1-4 to the under at home. Got one more move coming in here right now with Tennessee Martin taking some steam against Alabama State. The steam already came in on the under in that game at maybe 147 or lower here, but also right now the Sharps are taking Tennessee Martin +6 against Alabama State. It looks like it's moving to 5.5 or maybe even 5 here right now. Tennessee Martin is taking the steam. All right, for me, I'm gonna fade the steam in the Marshall and Wright State game, and I'm gonna go under in this one. Now that I've got a little bit extra, what did it go up to here, Marshall and Wright State? I have it 151 on the screen, but right now it is 152.5. So, hey, I'm getting a little bonus. I'll leave the number up there at 151, but it's mostly 152s or higher here. I've got the under with Marshall and Wright State. See what we got here. We got Louisville. I think this is Louisville and Villanova. Is that what that is here? Or no, it can't be that, right? Team play. Villanova's laying. Oh, I see. 2-teamer. I was like 2 minus and Louis Villanova. I like that. There, that makes sense now. Villanova's laying a huge number, of course, against Fairleigh Dickinson today. Man, you talk about teams that are going over, those two teams. New Jersey, NJINT is taking steam here right now in their matchup against Delaware State. It was 5.5 or so, but I could see this one now moving here, maybe even as low as 4 here with New Jersey Institute of Technology, NJIT, taking the steam right now in their matchup with Delaware State. Sounds like we'll talk about every single game on this schedule if this keeps up. All right. Elliot, when will we pick the bowl picks? On the day of the game, pretty much, with the way the opt-outs are. I think the attitude of most handicappers, unless they really have an insight as to a player being in or out that is a little bit below the surface, if you will, or not talked about much, if they have some, I will say, inside information, but sometimes you can kind of speculate on players that are going to be out, that the line hasn't been affected yet. But I think the attitude of most people are with the bowl. Now, that's totally different from the playoff games, because the playoff games, we know pretty much everyone's going to be in. All right. All right. Good point, Thomas, right? Good point there. And maybe some of them do have it in there. Uh, and, we're also seeing some controversies here right now with the agents starting to take their share of that money, too. So there's some stuff going on with that. All right, let's keep it going here. Milwaukee and Green Bay. We already talked about the steam that came in here on Green Bay. I don't know. Milwaukee's dominated the series, if I'm not mistaken, with their in-state foe here. Let me take a look. As Milwaukee here, a 6.5 point favorite or so right now. Is that right? Let me take a look now that the move has come in. It's down to 5 and 158. So we saw Green Bay take that steam. Here comes that steam right now. Maine is taking steam here. If you want them, get them now, because here comes the move on Maine here. I want to give them out on the show, so let me just make my pick right now so we can try to get 6.5 or 6. But the steam is coming in right now on Maine in that game here against Duquesne. It's going down here right now to 5.5. It's 5 at Bovada currently. So steam is in on Maine here. Maybe they saw you making the pick. Maybe they saw you taking Maine here. And boy, I think, that could be the total's 132. Good luck with that. All right. So let me go with Milwaukee and Green Bay here. The steam came in on Green Bay. Good for them. I don't know. Let me look at that season series history with these two teams. It's been pretty dominant, if I'm not mistaken. Wisconsin, Milwaukee has covered 6 of the last 7 meetings at Green Bay. So also 4 out of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. I'm going to take the over as my play here in the Milwaukee and Green Bay game. The trends wouldn't necessarily. Let me see here. No, Green Bay's on a losing streak. Green Bay 4-0-1 to the over as an underdog. Now all 3 of their unders have come at home, but I think you're going up here against Milwaukee as the favorite. I don't know why this steam came in necessarily on Green Bay. I think I like Milwaukee, but give me the over here in this one. We've got more steam on this board right now. Indianapolis against IPFW. Steam to the over here in this one. That's something I can get behind. I don't have this one previewed, but I'd look to give it out here right now. Let me do it. Indianapolis and Purdue Fort Wayne going over here. It's already up to 151. I think that's where this one's headed. And I don't have a graphic or a preview here in this one, but just wanted to pass it along right now. I do like the over in that game. Now, here's some big news right now, and we're probably going to get it to you here. We saw last night's game, right? So just want to shout out my man Fernando in the chat today, right? Did Fernando make it in the chat? There he is, Fernando in the chat. But we know that the wrong Fernando here, Cal quarterback Fernando Mendoza. He's going to be not playing in the bowl game against UNLV here. So the quarterback for the Bears a pretty good quarterback, right? Good numbers this year, 273 yards. I think we knew this one, but it looks like he's going to opt out here of the game. Not our Fernando Mendoza, but maybe he is doubling this season as the Cal quarterback. He had a great year this year. You know, average 24 completions per game, 273 yards. But he's going to skip the bowl game, it looks like, against UNLV. So expect a move there. I think that speculation was that he was going to not play in that game. Let me just see if I can look at the spread here real quick on the see if that word is getting out here right now. I don't want to spend too long on this one. If I can help it here. The line here now is up to 3 for Cal. We know it was 1.5, but like I said, I think the writing was on the wall and it moved up to 3. Maybe it'll move to 3 or down. I'm sorry, down to 1.5 here. Bovada opened at 4. It's now 3. So, like I said, I think the speculation was there that he wasn't going to play, but we'll see how that one moves. All right. Hope I didn't interrupt too much there with our basketball coverage. Let me see what we got here with the plays. I've fallen behind with you guys in the chat a little bit. All right. Cash Kane, Green Bay in that one. And Nate, yeah, some of the books might not have the extra board up just yet, so that makes it a little bit tough. Jim Deweiger here. I hope I'm saying that right. Jim, nice to have you. He's got Sparty there as his avatar. Thank you, Jim. Jim Deweiger. I'm going to say that's probably it. Markel, hello. Peasy, good morning as well. And Peasy talking about it with Green Bay, right? We saw, Gottlieb, benching the star player, there. But you wonder if Gottlieb, what's going on there with that move. Look, I've always been kind of I like his show, I like his brother, I like this and that. All right. All right, let me move on from the Wisconsin-Milwaukee Green Bay game. We're just rambling here today. Here's that North Alabama, East Carolina game that I talked about. We saw the steam come in here on the under. That's the way I like it too. Here, let me see if I can try to get off of it and to the side, but I don't mind it here. I'll probably just roll with the under in the game with North Alabama coming in 6-4, East Carolina coming in 7-3, and we've got kind of an expert in the chat. Maybe can give us a lowdown on this one after the Pirates have lost the last 2 games, but they were against South Carolina. They lost to Wilmington. I know they don't like that too much. North Alabama coming off a big win and cover over Tennessee Tech. They did lose and fail against Wofford on the road. They lost and failed big time to Northwestern State as a 6.5 point underdog here, but I think I would just prefer to take the under in the game. You got East Carolina 2-4 to the under as a favorite, North Alabama 1-4 to the under on the road, and let's see what the total is here. It might be a little bit lower right now. I have a feeling we're going to get a lot of opt-out news here today. Maybe start with those names today a little bit on those bowl games. All right, this one is at 139 still. The spread, you guys said it already, way up here to 8 or so. I saw what you guys did. I even saw a little bit of 8.5. Circa touched 9, and then it immediately got beat back down to 8. So let's call it 8 here right now with North Alabama and East Carolina, and I'll take the under. I'll chase that steam. It really hasn't moved too significantly yet, so I don't really mind it here at this point. Feels like with East Carolina just 2-4 against the number, laying it here now up to 8. That has got me worried a little bit. So let me just take the total in this one. I'll take it under. All right. Who else is on in this one? Fernando. He's not going to play. Fernando says, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. My NIL deal ran out in the regular season. Tex is here. Tex saw Tex last night, hanging out with the boys over there on the live sweat. Donut Silks, hello. And Robert likes the under here maybe with me as well. Sancho, nice to have you. I think Terrell might be giving a prediction on this East Carolina game, it feels like. Twisted is here, everybody. Wow. Hello, Twisted. Great to see you. Have I missed your appearances here or have you been out? All right. And Super True Story, telling the story here, certainly, but we'll see. Look, if Anthony Roy will be in that game today, so I'll still take the over in that Milwaukee game. Here's some more steam right now. Dartmouth and Notre Dame, top of the board, 643, 644. I don't have this one previewed, but here comes steam to the over at 139. Probably going to go up to about 140 and a half or so here right now. All right. I got the under in North Alabama and East Carolina. Let's move on to that Bryant and St. John's game. Here we already saw the steam come in on the over. And look, this is expected to be a very high-scoring game, no doubt, with St. John's 7-2, Bryant 6-5. You do have feels like Bryant can be competitive, though, here in this one. They have not been terrific against the spread, but they played, some okay competition. Now, they lost to Brown. They did not get the money in a loss. They were favored in that one, but they did win and cover at Drexel, and they beat up on Tennessee State by 12 as a 9.5-point favorite here. Like I said, the steam came in on the over, and yeah, these two teams have gone over for sure for the most part. They've combined 10 and 7 to the over. I don't think that's anything too special. I'm going to go under here with Bryant and St. John's. That might be a contrarian pick, with this number high, two teams that, maybe they're playing a little bit to the over. Bryant's offense is not great, right? They are way down there, I think. Let me see. Oh, no. Their defense is poor. They're poor, of course. What am I thinking here? They're in the top 20 in points scored. So they're going up against St. John's team here that, I don't know, they're probably top 100 at least in defense. But I don't know. This thing's getting steamed up right now. Give me the under here in the game between St. John's and Bryant. St. John's 5-2 against the spread at home so far. Like I said, Bryant has been a loser against the spread, 3-6 overall to the number so far. So, okay, a few picks here if you guys want. Robert McCormick's on Bryant here. Joe might be going under here. We're not going to talk about that. Justin says he's got Bryant also in this one. So a couple guys on Bryant here. And it feels like Bryant could be live against the Johnnies. All right. Sancho says he likes Manchester City in that game today against Juventus. I'll run down each Champions League game here in a few minutes. I think we got time to at least give out a few plays. Next up here is the Maine and Duquesne game that we were talking about. You guys are all over this college basketball card. First week or two, I couldn't get a pick out of you guys, but you guys are settled into the season here right now, aren't you? I already said I'm on Maine, so I guess I don't really have much of a preview. Maine is 6-3 against the spread so far. Duquesne 1-5 against the spread at home so far. Maine is 5-2 to the over on the road, but I might have a premium on the total in this one, and I'll leave it at that. Nasty Nate says he's got a Baylor Bryant teaser. I almost said a Baylor Bryant brain teaser. All right. Appreciate that one. So I hope I don't go too fast on this Maine and Duquesne game, but we already talked about the Steam a little bit. You guys were already talking about Maine all over the place, if I'm not mistaken. A few people were on Maine, so I'm on Maine with you. I'll take Maine here in this one. They're currently getting 5.5, maybe even down to 5 here at some spots. I better update the line on the screen. If we're going to take Maine, we better give a realistic number here. I'll say it's plus. I'll take him at +5, but I think you get 5.5 out there with Maine right now if you're looking to get on them. Duquesne did win last time out against Delaware, 80-66. Is just a 3.5 point favorite at home. Maine, meanwhile, lost to Fordham by 15 as a 5 point dog. All right. Next up, we got a big spread here. Just want to mention, though, Colgate taking on Kentucky here. This is one of the main TV games, I think, is why I have this one on here. So you do have Kentucky 8-1, Colgate 2-8. Colgate's lost 4 straight here, but 30 points. I don't know if Kentucky is totally interested in a blowout win here against Colgate, if you know what I mean. Colgate is 4-3 against the spread on the road, despite just being 2-8 overall. They've been able to, get big spreads and cover some numbers against some of these teams. I won't say big spreads. This is the toughest opponent they've played, but they did cover against Northeastern as an 8.5 point dog, even though they lost. They covered against Sam as a 6.5 point dog on the road, even though they lost. So, and they did beat Wilmington on the road. For Kentucky, they played a similar game against Georgia State here at home back on November 29th. They were a 30.5 point favorite. They won that game by 29 points. So might be close here, but they did fail against Western Kentucky, beating them by 21 as a 24.5 point favorite. They did hammer Jackson State as a 34.5 point favorite here. So you look at Kentucky right now, they're 5-1 to the over at home, but Colgate 3-6 to the under as a dog. I'm going to try Colgate here plus 30 in this one. I'm going to say that Colgate can hang in here with 30 points. I'll just take Colgate against UK. Those cats will rock you. All right. Robert said he did like Maine in that one. And Curtis, I took the under in the Marshall Wright State game at 152 or so. The Steam came in on the over, but I went against it. Robert's on Colgate with me. Colgate. All right, I got a couple more here. Fresno State taking on BYU in this one. Another big number here. We've already seen Steam come in on BYU at minus 28 or so, but you know what? It's down actually to minus 27. The thing was, it was as low as an opener of 24.5 or 25 for the most part. And the widely reported Steam did come in on the over here at 156. We're up to 157 or so here right now. Fresno State is on a losing streak here, having lost to Santa Clara, lost to San Diego State, lost to Cal Baptist, lost to Washington State. So not a good run necessarily for Fresno, but they are 4-1 against the spread on the road. Meanwhile, BYU is just 3-5 against the spread overall. So I'll probably roll with Fresno here in this one. I probably like the total a little bit more here in this matchup. So got to have some premiums out there. Give me Fresno State to cover in this one against BYU. I'll take a bushel full of points here. It's obviously at least 2 points here from the opener. Oops, I just have a 27 there, but I think you know what I mean. Minus 27. Let me just clean it up there a little bit. Total is up here to 157. So I'll try Fresno State tonight. They're not very good. I understand that, but BYU did lose to Providence last time out. Remember on that game, they lost by 19 points on the road. They did beat NC State at home here and got the money by 5.5, but they lost to Ole Miss. They also lost at home, or they didn't lose, but they didn't cover a huge number against Mississippi Valley. And the similar matchup here for BYU, they did play Idaho about 3 weeks ago at home, favored by 28.5, and they won by 24. So I'll grab Fresno here plus a few points, more than a few points. All right. See what we got.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Siri. How you doing? No comment. No
I'm fine. Thanks.
Okay, well, thank you. All right. Let's see here. Joe T says lean to the over in the Colgate game. Joe T may be going under, though, here with the BYU game. Robert likes Fresno in this one. He says he likes these big dog games here right now, especially maybe in finals, this week especially. I don't know who was getting 51.5. Was that an extra board game there? Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. One more here in college basketball. Late game. We'd already talked about steamrolling in here on South Dakota State and Nevada. Game to go over here. South Dakota State is 8-3. Nevada here is 6-3. South Dakota State's done a pretty nice job so far this season. They are 6-3 against the spread, but so is Nevada. Nevada's 6-2 against the spread at home, 6-3 against the spread as a favorite. But South Dakota State is 2-0 against the spread as a dog, and you're getting 10 points here right now, maybe even 11 at some spots. At least I can make it 10.5. There's no 10s out there. The move is on Nevada here for the most part. This total, that was a typo, by the way. It's about 142.5 after that steam. It should have said 140 on the screen, so don't be alarmed there like it's gone down by 6 points, even though I reported the steam came in on the over. Although these two teams are definitely an under so far this season. It feels like Nevada's 3-6 to the under this season, while South Dakota State is 0-3 to the under on the road. I will say South Dakota State is 2-0 to the over as an underdog, but on the road 0-3 to the under. I'm just going to take South Dakota. Those are kind of conflicting numbers. I'll take South Dakota. They're covering. Yeah, Nevada's covering too, but maybe this one won't be a double-digit win. I'll take South Dakota State in this one against Nevada. And let's see, Terrell says, look at the game last night, for example, with Coppin State against NC State. We did have a premium pick winner in that game on the under privately. I know these are always easy to say, hey, I had this winner, I had that winner, but I like to tell you when I bet, even if I don't give it out, I took Coppin State in the first half last night, plus 20.5 in that game against NC State. What were they down by? Like 6 there. All right. Yeah, I remember that. I remember you saying something about that game, actually, Robert. I thought on the show, like you mentioned it or something. That's interesting that you ended up betting it. Maybe you told me you were going to bet it in the chat, and I was like, I don't always even get around to some of those games. We know that there are always some. And you can find those games. I mean, there were several of them today for sure, right? That you might be able to track down on some of those sites today. Let me see what I think I had one. Stanislaus and USF. I think that might actually be the only one today. All right. Young Tino, just either he's a Mets fan or he just woke up after a 3-day absence. Hi, Tino. Thank you for stopping in here today. Give you a hard time on that one with Juan. So, because I'm down on that. I hope it works out for the Mets. I hope it's not another Bobby Bonilla situation. I think that contract was a little different, but still. All right. Thank you for these great comments, Elliot. Here, NC State not beating the dog, big, not winning as big favorites. I know what you mean. And uh, NIL is kind of a game changer too, a little bit. And let's see here. And Andrew will take South Dakota State as well with me against Nevada. Too many points. And Sanchez says, forget about it. The Dodgers are going to win again. They didn't even have any pitching last year, and they still won. You know what, Sancho? Screw the Dodgers, but I love you at least. You know I'm a Padres. You know I'm a Padres fan through and through. I'm always going to root against the Dodgers, except when we're betting on them, which is like every day. I just bet the Dodgers out of spite every day. All right, North Dakota and Utah Valley here taking a little steam. Let me get rid of the banners. We're done with the college basketball, but here's a steam move coming in. One more. I think we've talked every game pretty much with steam moves, it feels like, at least. This one, steam to the over here. North Dakota and Utah Valley. Over 145 is going to 146.5 or so here in this one. Pretty stiff move here with North Dakota and Utah Valley. All right. I think that's it for the college basketball card. Thank you for your picks. I think we had just one consensus play in there on Baylor with that early game. So unfortunately, that's going to limit the number of views that the YouTube show gets, and might even keep it down to, well, I'll still make it for like a $3 bet. It's a 3-teamer today in our drawing. So we'll do the drawing in just a moment. Let me cover a little bit of, if you guys don't mind here, we got a few minutes and we're pretty much done with the show. Oh, wow. A Soto fan. That's cool, Tino. I've not been a Soto fan necessarily. No hate or anything, and not trying to get under your nerves or anything, but he was on the Padres, and we traded him before. He is to me has been a selfish player, a terrific hitter, absolutely unbelievable hitter. Really, if you look at his body of work so far, if he can live up to this contract, he'll go to the Hall of Fame, even if he can't catch a fly ball. So no problem. Great player. Just wonder if it's just not a little bit too much over the top. So, and look, he can make some plays now and then. I know I saw that viral video that had all of his bad plays, and the thing was 5 minutes long. But all right. Yeah. Oh, Terrell, that was magical as well. When the Padres were able to go play the Yankees in the World Series, right? Is that the one when Oh, Elliot, you are special. Thank you. I will do that. Elliot. You're awesome. All right, there are the consensus plays. Teresa's got her plays up here. Let me show those. She's got UTEP there. She's got South Dakota State. She's got Baylor, East Carolina, Long Island. Thank you, Teresa. Nice to see you today. All right. So let me just cover a few real quick. I think I've got some plays here in the Champions League today. So these lines aren't totally accurate. I don't have the juice up there on a lot of them, but how about this one with Bratislava taking on Atletico Madrid here? You got, I know I got the wrong favorite there. That's for sure. Bratislava is probably a 5-goal underdog in this one. It feels like today I might want to I wouldn't give it out, but I might bet it. I'll take the over as my play here on the show with Bratislava and Atletico Madrid. I really think those games will be like 5-0, but I'll just take the over 3.5 at minus $1.40. Or so in this one of you guys. I know you guys are the soccer players here. Also, I just saw a goal in the here moments ago in the Europa League game with Bilbao scoring first against Fenerbahce here. Basically a toss-up, but it is 1-0 right now with Bilbao just 15 minutes into the game. Okay, so you guys can comment or make some plays here in this one. Then we'll get to the drawing here in just a moment. Sancho has his plays in here as well. Says he loves that Man City play. Let's see what else we got. And there are 2 early games. Look, if you guys ever watch, I know, you guys all watch. Here's a steam move from college football right now with the Washington Huskies. We're seeing steam here right now. These are important. I think, like I said, I'm not going to make a lot of moves on these bowl games, but what you do see on some of these moves are maybe is some opt-out information. I don't have time to look it up right now, but there is some steam coming in right now on Washington. They were an underdog against Louisville. This one's on New Year's Eve. Louisville was about a 5 or a 6 point favorite, but it's down to 4 right now. We're seeing steam right now at Circa mostly. So some sharp action here coming in on the Washington Huskies against Louisville. Football. We know Louisville's playing basketball today too. All right, just going to run down these games real quick. Enjoy. So Paramount Plus, you watch Paramount Plus to get your Champions League games. Watch the Golazo channel where they go from game to game. It's like Red Zone for Champions League. So I think it's fun to watch the games. They keep the scores on the side. So it's really good coverage, actually, watching Champions League on Paramount Plus. Sturm Graz is going to take on Lille here in this one. And I got to go under here with these two. I think we've seen a lot of unders here from Graz, if I'm not mistaken. Lille, a 1-goal favorite. They'll probably get the win at least, I would think. Whether or not they can win by 2, I don't know. So maybe there's some security there in laying the 1. But I'd rather just go under here at a little plus money with Sturm Graz up against Lille here. Oops. I lost my spot here. So far, Lille 0-2 to the under in their Champions League games at home. Sturm Graz is 1-4 to the under so far, and 0-3 to the under as an underdog so far. So I'm going to try the under with Sturm Graz and Lille. Here's Sparta Praha going up against Feyenoord here in this one. And for me, I'm going to have to take the over in this one with Sparta Prague up against Feyenoord in this one. You've got Sparta coming in here 1-3-1, Feyenoord 2-2-1 so far. Sparta Praha just 0-2 as an underdog on the Asian handicap here right now. Meanwhile, Feyenoord 0-2 on the handicap at home. So I think I'll just take the over here. These two teams are a combined 9-1 to the over here in Champions League play so far this season. So I will say that Sparta Praha's one game that went under was on the road, but I'll try the over 3 goals here in this one. I think if anything, I'd probably lean to Feyenoord to get the 2-goal win, but just in case they win by 1, maybe it'll be a crazy 3-2 game or something, but I'm going to try the over here in this one. Young Boys taking on Stuttgart here, and I got to try the over here in this one with Young Boys and Stuttgart. You got Young Boys coming in winless so far, and they haven't looked good. Meanwhile, for Stuttgart here, they are 1-3-1 so far, but mostly Young Boys giving up goals left and right. They are 4-1 to the over here thus far, and for Stuttgart, they are 0-2 to the under at home, but they did go over in their only game as a favorite so far in the Champions League. So that was, let me see. Yeah, they went over in their only game as a favorite. So I'm going to try the over here with Young Boys and Stuttgart at three. Is it 3.5? Ooh, well, I'll do it. I mean, hey, it's my complimentary play here on the show. But yeah, it is 3.5 over 15. My sheet here, I had three heavily juiced, but I better leave up 3.5 there and respect it. I'll probably buy it down to three at minus 170 or whatever it is. I'm probably willing to do that. All right, let's take a look. Thank you to Super True Story. Thank you, Dave. He says, these are crazy names. What are we doing here? Let's do some more crazy names, Dave. This is fun. How about, well, these guys aren't crazy names. These are powerhouse names right here with Manchester City taking on Juventus. Both teams come in 2-1-2 so far this season, and you have Manchester City just a half a goal favorite. Let's leave it to you guys. I saw some support, obviously, from you guys here with Man City. You got to figure Holland's probably good to score here in this one, but I'll take the over because of that. I will think that Manchester City, they are 4-1 to the over so far in Champions League play, 2-0 to the over on the road, 3-0 to the over as a favorite. Juventus has been kind of an under team so far this season. I will say, though, Juventus has been maybe the little bit stronger team here. It feels like spread-wise so far. They are 3-2, covering the number. Man City just 1-2 as a favorite. But can they win the game? I'll just take the over here with City going up against Juventus. Fernando leaning under, though. Here, Dave says, I got to go with Fernando. How about Griezmann for an ATG here? Robert does like City in this one. Also, maybe a draw in the first half, huh? All right. Only on the slow days, we're going to go all the way down the list here of Champions League games. How about Red Star taking on AC Milan here in this one? You got AC Milan right now, a 1.5 goal favorite. They are 3-2 in Champions League. Meanwhile, Red Star just 1-4 so far here. And I got to think AC Milan can roll here in this one. At minus 1.5. Maybe it should go over. Look, these two teams are combined 9-1 to the over so far. In fact, let me make that my play. They should roll them, right? They should roll this by 2 goals or more, but I'm just going to take another total here. Am I on all totals so far? What a wimp. I've picked 6 games and I picked Joe, calling Joe. I'm on 5 overs and 1 under in the Champions League today. Goals aplenty is what I've got here. Like I said, these two teams 9-1 to the over so far between them. All right. Sancho said 2-1 in that City game. Next up, Bologna taking on Benfica here. You got Bologna coming in with a record of 4-1. Benfica, meanwhile, coming in at 3-2 here so far, but I would think I'm going to take Benfica here. I will take a side with Benfica laying a goal here. Benfica is 4-1 against the spread so far in Champions League play. Meanwhile, Bologna 4-1 so far against the spread in Champions League play. So give me Benfica here. I'll lay a goal against Bologna. Monaco is going to take on Arsenal in this one. You got Arsenal a favorite here by about 1.5 goals or so. Both teams come in 3-1-1 so far here this season. And I don't know. I think Monaco here might be the side. They covered their only opportunity as an underdog so far. Arsenal's just 2-3 against the number coming into this one. So I'm going to try Monaco here, plus 1.5 goals at even money or so, I think, here in this one. Look, Arsenal's 375 or so on the money line. So I'm going to try Monaco here to stay within a goal of Arsenal today. Nice to see AOD here. Fernando has a prop here as well. And one last game is going to be a good one here between Barcelona and Dortmund. Here, both teams come in 4-1 here right now in Champions League play. Maybe Barcelona's been a little bit better so far. The only time Dortmund was an underdog, they did fail to cover the spread. So Barcelona is 2-0 against the spread as a favorite. We've seen some overs so far from Dortmund. They are 4-1 to the over thus far. Barcelona 3-1 so far. So let's. I want to take Barcelona here in this one against Dortmund today, and I think I've saved my best plays for over at the Winnable app. I'm going to send out some free plays, but I want to put a play in on every game here today. Enjoy the Champions League this afternoon. Of course, we get underway at 12:45 Eastern, 9:45 Pacific with those first two games, and then 7 games on the Galazzo channel. I'll be watching at 3 Eastern and noon Pacific today, Champions League play. Thank you. Dave likes Barcelona. Sancho, I think he likes that Barcelona Dortmund game to be hot today. Dave taking Monaco. Robert's got a ATG prop here. Thank you guys. That's the show. Let's do the drawing. We've got 67 of you in here right now, and we're all entered in for our 3-teamer here today. Andrew G said it's a nice menu, right? Manageable here. Just 2 games in basketball, 2 on the ice. Hey, go over to winnable.com, get more plays from me. I'll have my best plays, and hopefully you got some subscribers in the chat. I think I've had a pretty good run here over the last 7 to 10 days for sure. One day may have been a loss. That was a push that I said, hey, I think you got the best number. And then we did have one losing day there. I think it was on Sunday. But other than that, it's been just a consistent flow of winning. I don't think we're absolutely crushing it or anything like well, maybe we are in college basketball a little bit here of late, but good run. Check me out over at winnable.com. 50 cents a day gets more content from me, more plays is what it is, sent directly to your phone. Turn on the notifications there and get my plays sent directly to your phone for just 50 cents a day. If you subscribe to the monthly package for $20 there, like I said, it comes up right on your phone or desktop, and you can catch me there at winnable.com. Okay, let's do the contest here, as I did not do my prep with the screen, so I got this dumb screen here, but here we go. Let's find it here. All right, how many are entered in? There we go. 47 of you are in for this 3-teamer today. So let's win someone. I guess it'll be about $18 or so if we can get up to 300 views in the next hour, because one of them is that Baylor game that goes off in 1 hour from now. Here we go. We'll push the button. Hope you see your name. 47 of you are entered in here, so the names better be up there. Here we go. AOD, Daniel, Curtis, Dave, Guillermo, Fernando, Stop Geo, Bill Dryman, picks from Dave, Solo, Truth Teller, Sancho, Matt D has won again. Hello to Matt. Great job, Matt. Thank you for always popping in the chat, and you'll be the contestant for the 3-teamer today. Appreciate your contributions to the show as well. And thank you, everybody. How about Yamal here to score the superstar? You got it. You know what? There's some big stars, but this kid is so good, right? He is the next big thing. He's already the big thing, man. Yamal. How about Yamal to hear the prop? All right, that's it for the show. Thank you to everybody. Thank you for joining me. I felt a lot happier today because of the fact that our audio was working and all that. So join me tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific with more morning steam. We'll have a much bigger card tomorrow for sure with our NHL. So join me here for the show, and also join Mikey Money at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific here. Join Mikey Money at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific for pre-gaming. Mikey goes over the late action here. Get you ready for the primetime action tonight. Join Mikey Money here on the channel. Also, First Strike. Today's Wednesday, so we're going to film First Strike tonight for the last UFC card of the year, Fight Night from Tampa this week with the main event. Colby Covington comes in on short notice here to take on Joaquin Buckley in the main event. Look, you weren't going to go through the whole year without Colby Covington getting in there and mixing it up. So we preview the fights here, though, with the guys tonight on First Strike. It'll be up there later this evening and for tomorrow for sure. So join the guys on First Strike. We'll have Jeff M., Mikey Money, Fanatical Jim, and Sub with their best plays for UFC Fight Night on Saturday night in Tampa. Also, please consider checking out my UFC preview. We had VB this week. If you go to VB MMA Picks with Ramon Scott, we did our UFC preview show yesterday. I'm trying to get it over here on the channel, but unfortunately, VB has to record at the same time as pre-gaming, so we're never going to overlap those. So hopefully next year we can work it out and get the show over here to give you more MMA action. But we did preview the main event and 2 other fights, so please check out on VB MMA Picks with Ramon Scott. We did preview the UFC card for this weekend here, the last card of the year. And of course, the guys will be there with the live coverage here on Saturday with Fight Night from Tampa. We'll have the live companion coverage for the final card of the year in the UFC. Oh, I should mention, if I wanted to boost the ratings up for the show over there of mine with VB, that our special guest this week was none other than Clint McLean. So, you always like to see Clint and get his wonderful analysis, and Clint's going to be doing some big things next year, so make sure you're supporting Clint McLean and the Die Hard MMA podcast. Clint's going to be branching out a little bit on his own, so make sure we all give Clint our support. Really appreciate him coming on the show yesterday and appearing with us, so please check that out over at VB MMA Picks with Ramon Scott. I'm just the host. Those guys are the experts. All right, gang. Appreciate all of you here. Want to thank those of you in the chat as well. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Can't escape from the team, call the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.